Hi guys, this is the educator. Welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we're going to be looking at JAMB most same topics for both chemistry and then biology. It's no doubt that your exams are in less than 2 weeks from now, which means that you need to start preparing smartly. So what you need to do right now is not for you to keep on reading over and over and over. In phases like this, what you need to do is to adopt the SMART method of studying. And one of the SMART method of studying is you looking for important topics. Now, looking for important topics does not mean that other topics are less important, but what it means is that these topics will most likely come out, and then you studying these topics will give you a higher chance of doing so well in your examination. Okay, so this video has been divided into two parts. We have the chemistry part and then we have the biology part. As usual, if this is your first time turning into this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button so that more information and updates that I'm going to be dropping as regards JAMB preparation, you are not going to be missing out on those updates. So let's dive into the video. All right, so the first topic, JAMB chemistry must see topic is atomic structure and then electronic configuration. So what exactly should you be expecting under atomic structure and then electronic configuration? So the first thing is Haber principle, which rule, Pauling exclusion principle. You see, these three rules guides how electronic configuration works. And then it is very, very important for you to know these three rules, because trust me, on the day of your exam, you're going to be seeing questions as regards this. Okay, another area you should be expecting is how to write electronic configuration. So you see questions to tell you which element has this electronic configuration, which period does this element belong to, which group does this element belong to, and there are some exceptions. Okay, remember the three rules guiding electronic configuration. There are some exceptions to it, exceptions like chromium and copper. There are some exceptions, so we test all these things to know if truly you understand the rules and also the exception. Okay, another thing you should be expecting is quantum numbers. Quantum numbers, this is a very common question. In fact, it's a very common trap that JAMB usually sets for science students. But then, if you are smart enough, you will know your quantum numbers, the four quantum numbers, what they represent, what they carry, their values, and everything. The next one is ion formation. All right, what is Na plus, what is O2 minus, and stuff like that. We have what is called isoelectronic configuration. So you should know about all of this. Okay, so that is under atomic structure and then electronic configuration. That is the first JAMB chemistry must see topic. You must definitely see it in your exam. Okay, so the first topic or the second topic is periodic table trend. Periodic table trend. All right, so it is very, very important for you to know periodic table and also to know the trend. What makes up the periodic table? You have the groups and you have the period as well. Okay, so the first thing that you should take note of is the ionization energy, electronegativity, atomic radius, all these trends. You should know what happens to ionization energy across the period, down the group, electronegativity, the same thing, atomic radius, because this is what JAMB will be testing under this category. Okay, now another thing you should take note of is group versus period, right? Like I said in the previous topic, that will ask you some question to tell you what is the period, which period does this element belong to, which group does this element belong to, and then there are going to be some comparison. All right, so it is very, very necessary for you to take note of all these sub important points under all of these topics. Okay, the next thing is their reactivity patterns. All right, their reactivity patterns. You should also know the names of various groups in the periodic table. Right? When you're studying the periodic table, it's very, very important for you to know what group one is called, alkaline metals, alkaline earth metals, your halogens, your noble gases, your inert gases, your all those things. You should be able to classify that, oh, this group is called this group is called this. Not only that, you should also know their characteristics. Okay, you should know which one will have the highest electronegativity, which one will have the highest electropositivity, which one is a metal, which one is a non-metal, which one is a metalloid, which all those kind of questions, those are the things that you should be expecting under this particular area. Okay, then another topic, the third topic that you should take note of is chemical bonding. Right, chemical bonding. It is a very, very easy topic. Okay, you should take note of chemical bonding. So, what are some of the things that you should be expecting under chemical bonding? Right, so the first thing you should be expecting is how to differentiate between ionic covalent and then dative bonding. You should know the difference between ionic bond, what ionic bond means, the characteristics of ionic compound. All right, you should know those compounds. They can give you a compound and they'll tell you, is it ionic, is it covalent, is it dative bonding. You should take note of everything. You should know all these things are things that by now you should have a clue and trick for all of these things. Okay, so just in case you don't know how to go about your studying smart, all right, I've created a group chat for science students basically, and in this group chat we are going to be doing a lot of revision, a lot of crash course revision. Okay, so just in case you are interested and you are not in that group chat, because we'll be starting today. Okay, just in case you are not in that group chat and then you'll be interested in joining that group chat, please in the comment section write interested. Okay, write interested, and then I'm going to drop the link so that you can just join from there. The group membership is about 920 members now, so the earlier the better, because once the group gets filled, I'm not sure there's going to be another group chat for now. All right, and all of this is free. Everything that you are going to be getting from that group chat, the question bank, the crash courses, the video lectures, everything you are going to be getting from there is absolutely free. Okay, all you need to do is just to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not subscribed. If you have watched to this point and have not subscribed, please do well to hit the subscribe button, and most importantly, ensure that this video you share it across to your friends. Okay, share to those persons who will be writing JAM, also your friends, your tutorial group chat, share to them so that you all can prepare smartly together. All right, so let's move on. Another thing you'll be seeing under this chemical bonding aspect is shapes of molecules. Okay, you see some shape of molecule, it will tell you what's the shape of this molecule. Is it linear? Is it trigonal? Is it tetrahedral? Is it octahedral? And stuffs like that. So it is very, very important for you to know the shape of molecule, right? And this is where hybridization also comes in. You should also take note of that. Another thing you should take note of is their polarity. See, JAM loves this kind of question. Their polarity, polar, polar, non-polar, non-polar. You should take note of all those things, okay? Then another thing you should be expecting is stoichiometry. There is no way you are going to prepare for JAMB chemistry examination and then you are not going to come across stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is the calculation aspect of it is the major calculation aspect in chemistry. Okay, so one of the things I should be expecting there is mole concept. All right, you should know mass. You should know how you can convert mass to moles. You should know how you can convert moles to volume. You should know how you can convert volume to moles. You should know how you can convert moles to mass, and just like that, the mole concept. You should know how to convert all of those things. Okay. Then another thing is balancing of equation. You should know how to balance equations also because they'll be testing those skills and those knowledge. Okay. Another thing is limiting reagents. All right. Another thing is gas volume calculation. Gas volume calculation, 22.4 dm cube. Your constants, Avogadro's constant, gas volume constant, all of those things. You should know your constants very, very well. Okay, so the next topic that you should be expecting in your UTME 2026 chemistry examination is gas laws. Gas laws. There's no way you are going to write chemistry exam without seeing gas laws. Okay, so under gas laws, you should expect Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. You should know what the law states, right? You should know the connection between these laws. It is very, very important that you know the connection between these laws, right? One thing that you should take note of is not only knowing the laws, you should know the connection. Like I said, you should know Boyle's law is between volume and then pressure. You know, Charles' law is volume and temperature, right? All these things are things that you should know. Once you see a question and the question is volume and pressure, you should know it is Boyle's law. If it is volume and temperature, you should know it is Charles' law, and it is that easy. Okay, another one is the combined gas equation. Okay, combined gas equation, you should take note of that also because you'll be coming across those kind of questions. All right, graph interpretation, this is very, very, very common. Okay, you will see they'll just put a graph like this and they'll tell you which law is this, which law is this, and you can see another graph that looks like this and they'll tell you which law is this. All right, this graph can also look like this. All right, if they don't decide to include the negative part, you see a graph like this, you see different graphs, you should take note of them. You should know the one that represent Charles' law, you should know the one that represents Boyle's law. Right, all of these things have been explained in that crash course material, right? The crash course material created by the educator. So just in case you are interested, ensure you indicate in the comment section that you are interested. All right, so moving on, acid, bases and salts. All right, so one thing you should take note of is how to calculate pH. pH, all right. So the questions you'll be seeing under pH, they are very simple questions. You will see questions like 0.0, you see questions like 0 point, all those 0.001. And now tell you what's the pH. You know that the pH of this one is going to be 3. All those kind of questions, right? Very simple ones. Okay. The reason why it will be simple is because on the day of your UTM, you are not going to be carrying a scientific calculator or a very advanced calculator. It is those market women calculator, those market calculator, those simple calculators that you are going to be using for the day of your exam. All right, those calculators that look like this, and then you just have numbers, right? Those kind of calculators, those are the kind of calculators you'll be using for your UTM. So they will not give you any complex calculation. Trust me, any calculation that you see in your UTM, they are all simple calculations because they know that there is no way you can calculate something complex without a calculator or a simple calculator, right? So moving on, you know the difference between strong and weak acids. It's very, very important. Strong and weak acids. Then salt hydrolysis. It's also a common jam area. Okay. Then you have indicators and their color change. This is very, very important. Indicators and their color change. You will see questions like this. It will tell you phenolphthalein in acid is what, methyl orange in base is what. These are questions that if you come across it, you should be able to smash the question because the questions are very, very easy questions. Okay, so this is all what I mean when I say studying smart. So you don't need to start suffering yourself, going back to textbooks, start reading over and over. With all these things I've highlighted, all these things are things that if you follow everything here, you should be expecting nothing less than 70 in your chemistry UTME. Okay. Another thing is redox reaction. Redox reaction is a very, very interesting, but then to some persons it's a bit confusing. But use this period to ensure that you understand all of these topics, okay? Especially all of these important topics that you must see on the day of your exam that I am listing now. Okay. Once you take note of the oxidation number, you see questions will tell you what's the oxidation number of oxygen in this compound, what's the oxidation number of sulfur in this compound. You should know how to calculate oxidation number. Okay, another thing is identification of oxidizing and reducing agents. You will see that they will ask you what is the oxidizing agent, what is the reducing agent, a lot of questions. Okay, now this video you can see I am not really going deep into all of these explanations, all right, but then I am planning on making another video where I am going to be summarizing all of these topics in one video or two videos. But then I'll need you to indicate in the comment section also that you are interested in me making a summary of all these topics. Okay, so I'm going to make the summary in question format. So I'll bring possible questions that you should see for your examination, and then I'm going to explain everything bit by bit. So if you are interested in those possible questions, the video for me, if you're interested in me making a video on those possible questions, please do well to indicate in the comment section. All right. Another thing you should take note of is electron transfer concept. Right. And the next topic here is electrolysis. There is no way you are going to prepare for JAMB 2026 or JAMB chemistry and then you are not going to read electrolysis. You are just playing a very risky game. Okay, so some of the topics you see under electrolysis are products at electrodes. Will tell you what is formed at the anode, what is formed at the cathode. You should remember your electrolysis, right? Your electrolysis diagram. You should remember it. Where you have your anode, you have your cathode, right? And then you have your salt bridge that connects. You have something like this, you have something like this, then you have something like this, right? You should remember this diagram. You should remember this diagram. This is electrolysis. You should know what is formed by the anode, you should know what's formed by the cathode, you should know what's positive, what's negative. Another thing you take note of is factors affecting discharge. This is a very common question that is asked. What are the factors that affect discharge, right? And you know you cannot know factors affecting discharge if you don't know the laws of Faraday. The first law of Faraday, the second law of Faraday. You must know those laws before you go to factors affecting discharge. Right. The next thing is you should differentiate between molten states and then aqueous states. You should know what's aqueous, you should know what's molten states, right? Then another topic, important topic that you'll be seeing on the day of your exam is thermochemistry. Thermochemistry. All right. Under thermochemistry, the concepts that you should take note of is exothermic and endothermic. You should know what exothermic reaction is, which one is giving heat, which one is absorbing heat, which one is positive, which one is negative. All right. You should know all of those things. All right. Another thing you take note of is energy profile diagrams. Energy profile diagrams. You'll see diagrams like this on the day of your exam. Right. You see diagrams like this. You should know this diagram, you should know the activation energy, you should all those things, you should take note of them. This is what they call an energy profile diagram, right? Moving on, you should take note of bond energy also. Then another important topic that you should take note of, there is no way that you will write chemistry without seeing this guy, organic chemistry. There is no way. You must definitely come across organic chemistry, and it's very, very important for you to know concepts that you should be seeing under organic chemistry. So the first one is homologous series, alkanes, alkyne, alcohols, alkanas, all those things. You should take note of them. You should know their formulas, right? You should know what's the first parent, second parent, third parent. As simple as those things, please take note of it. One thing about UTME is they will always ask you the basics, right? They will always ask you the basics. Most of the challenge people have is the basics. They don't actually have a sound basis of some of these topics, and that is why they find it difficult. Okay, if you look at all the questions that will be asked in UTME, it is traced back to your basics. If you know your basics very well, you are going to do so well in UTME. Right? Another thing you should take note of is reactions of organic compound. You should take note reaction in organic chemistry, all those substitution reaction, combustion reaction, addition reaction, all of those reactions, you should take note of all of them. All right. Another thing is IUPAC naming. IUPAC naming is very, very important for you to name compound. All right. You can either see them as skeletal structure. If you see them as skeletal structure, when I say skeletal structure, we have skeletal structure, we have condensed structure. So if you see something like this, CH3, CH2, just like this, you see something like this, you should know that this is a condensed form, right? It's expressed in condensed form. Then when you see other structure that looks like this, that you now be seeing like something like this is a skeletal structure, right? Should take note of them. And now we'll be moving straight to the JAMB was C topics for biology. Okay, just in case you're not doing biology, then this video has ended for you. Okay, I've also created another video where I explained and listed out all the topics that are important for physics and then mathematics. Just in case you are also interested in me dropping that video, please indicate in the comment section that you are interested. You can see I've said three things that you should indicate in the comment section for your interest. So when you are dropping I am interested, you should be specific about the I am interested. If you are interested in joining the group, please indicate it. If you are interested in me creating a revision video, indicate it. If you are interested in me creating a video where the physics and mathematics topic has been explained, please also indicate. All right. The first thing that you'll be seeing in your biology, one of the most seen topics in biology is cell structure. There is no way you will prepare for biology JAM that you wouldn't come across some cell Very, very important topic. Okay, so what you see under cell, you should know organelles and functions. You should not just know cells. It is one thing for you to know a cell. You know that, oh, it has a nucleus, it has different things, it has a mitochondria, it has a lysosome, it has different things. But then you should take note of their functions. Okay, say which of them is a powerhouse. Why is it the powerhouse? It produces ATP. All of those functions, you should take note of them all. All right. Now, another thing to take note of is plant versus animal cell. You should know the difference between plant cell. You should know the difference between animal cell. You should know what is in animal cell that is not in plant cell, and then vice versa. Okay, you should know the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. And then the next topic you should be expecting is genetics. Genetics is one common important topic in biology that you will come across in your UTME. Okay, some of the concepts you will see is monohybrid crosses. So you see questions will tell you the black sheep is crossed with a white sheep and stuff like that. That's the monohybrid cross. So it'll tell you what's the likely phenotype, likely genotype, what will the third generation be, what will the second generation be. All of these things are very, 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 very important. Okay, so just in case any topic I am mentioning in this video that you will possibly have challenge with, please indicate in the comment section. Tell me that you have a challenge with this topic. If I see a lot of persons have challenge with that topic, I can possibly make a video simplifying that topic. All right. So another concept you'll be seeing under genetics is genotype and phenotype. I've said that you should know the difference between the two. You also see blood group. They'll tell you, ask some questions as regard blood group, sex determination, what's the probability that it will be a male or a female. If you take note that anything under sex determination, probability that it will be a male or a female is always 50%, irrespective of the question. 50%, and 50% is half, right? Irrespective of the question, anyhow you construct the question, they say the woman has 100 males. What's the probability that she will give birth to a male? It is still 50%, right? And the next concept we'll be looking at is ecology. Right, it's one of the ways to make this video help you. It's not just by watching and then entertaining yourself. All these topics, you should go back and then check those weak points. All these topics, when you have finished all these topics, those remaining ones that were not listed, if you have time, you can still trash them. But then all these topics are important topics that you dare not go to the examination or without preparing for these topics. All right. The next one, under this ecology, you'll be coming across food chain and food web. Right. Another thing is energy pyramid, then ecological hierarchy. You should know the ecological hierarchy from species, individual species to population, from population to community, all those things. Then you have your biosphere, which is the last. Then you have ecosystem, biome, all those things. Those are the ecological hierarchy. You should take note of them. Okay. Another thing that you'll be seeing under ecology is relationship and association. All those parasitism, mutualism, commensalism. It is very, very important. Predation. It is very, very important for you to know what those relationships stand for, and then the example of those relationship. Competition also, interspecific, intraspecific, you should know those things. Another topic again that you be coming across is human physiology. Alright, you might not really see it as human physiology in your textbook. Alright, but as we proceed, you understand what I'm talking about. So under human physiology, what you should be expecting is number one, digestive system. You should know the digestive system, the alimentary canal, dentition. You should also know enzymes. Those enzymes that help in digestion of proteins, digestion of carbohydrates, digestion of lipids, all of those things you should know them. Okay. Another one you'll be expecting is circulatory system. Very, very important. The heart, the blood vessels, the chambers of the heart, the atrium, the um, ventricles, the vena cava, the aorta, all of these things you should know them. Okay, then we have the nervous system also, brain, spinal cord, all those things you should take note of them. Reflex arc, conditioned reflex, those things are things that you should know. Okay, then we have the skeletal system. The skeletal system is one of the simplest topics in biology because the skeletal system is more like it is a pattern. Okay, the same thing in the hand is the same thing in the leg. So once you know one pattern, you can know the other pattern. The only thing is just that the names are different, but then it is the same pattern. Okay. Then another thing that you should be expecting, another topic that you should be expecting in biology is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Right. So under photosynthesis, you should be expecting light and dark reactions. You should know the difference between light and dark reaction. You should know which one is light reaction. You should know which one is dark reaction. You should know the equations in the reactions. Okay. Factors affecting photosynthesis, you should know them. Also the experiments in photosynthesis, because under all of these factors affecting photosynthesis, there are some experiments they conducted, right? You should know the experiment, you should know the diagram of the experiments, right? Another thing is the equation of photosynthesis. You should know the equation of photosynthesis. Another topic you should be expecting in biology is respiration. 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 If you have watched this video to this point and then you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button and ensure that you share this video to your friends. Ensure you share this video to those persons you know are going to be preparing for UTME. Share it to your group chat, share it to everyone that you know is preparing for UTME. Okay, that this video is going to be useful to. Please do well to share it to them. Don't just hide the updates and keep the updates to yourself. All right, under respiration, you should know the difference between aerobic and anaerobic, the conditions that satisfy aerobic and satisfy anaerobic. Okay. Another thing is ATP production. You should know ATP production. Then you should know glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Okay, not the whole process, but then you should know what is glycolysis, what is the first reactant, what is the, are we going to say reactant now? Not really reactant. What's the substrate? Okay, not really reactant. It's not reactant because there are enzymes there. So we say the substrate. Then what is the product from the substrate? Okay, you know glucose is going to give you pyruvate, right? And then pyruvate goes into Krebs cycle and then acetylcholine and stuff like that, acetyl CoA, and it just continues like that to produce ATP. But then you should know this process, okay? It is not you learning the whole process, but then knowing the summary of this process because it is O level you are preparing for. You are preparing for JAMB, you're not preparing for an advanced examination. So they don't expect you to know the full process of glycolysis. So another concept that you'll be seeing in biology is plant physiology. You take note of plant physiology. This was one dangerous thing I did during my UTME. I learned everything relating to animals. Then the ones for plants, I did not really take note of them so well. I just read the ones I could read because they were so boring. And then I got to the exam, all my questions were filled up with a lot of plants, stem, roots, classification of plants, different questions under plants. And then I'm also sorry for myself. So you should be expecting plant physiology. Okay. So under plant physiology, you should know the classification of plants. I've said that. Then you should know transpiration. You should know xylem and phloem. It's a very common question. You should know which one is relating to food. You should know which one is relating to water. You should know tropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, phototropism. This one relating to light, water. This one relating to the earth. Everything you should take note of them, okay, because they are plant-related concepts, right? Another thing you should be taking note of to be expecting on the day of your exam is reproduction. And then reproduction is a very simple topic because yeah, it is very relatable. Okay, and that's why people love reproduction. That's why they love biology because of reproduction. Okay, so under the reproduction, there's some concepts we see. You see the male and female system. Okay, you should know the male and female system starting from the smallest unit down to the organ, the external genitalia. You should know both for male, you should know for female, you should know the gonads, you should know the garments. Okay, and that's take note of is fertilization. Then you should also know the menstrual cycle. It is quite important. Okay, JAM is advancing a little. Okay, if it's not in your textbook, but just have an idea of what the menstrual cycle is all about. Another thing you'll be seeing is evolution. Evolution is a very interesting topic that if it comes out in JAM, you should not be so surprised. Okay. Under evolution, you'll be seeing natural selection. That is Charles Darwin theory because that's the common theory. Natural selection, Charles Darwin. Then you see the evidences of evolution. Why is evolution real? Because they said evolution is real. You should know the evidences of evolution, right? Adaptation also. You see adaptation. Adaptation is also under the subtopic under evolution. So you should know what adaptation is, right? Then moving on, you will also see questions relating to microorganisms. Okay, you see questions relating to microorganisms. Under microorganisms, you should know bacteria, viruses, you should know fungi, you should know what they cause. Okay, you should know the diseases that are caused by bacteria, diseases that are caused by viruses, diseases that are caused by fungi. You can just see a question to tell you this disease is caused by what. You should know which organism or which causative organism causes that. Right? Another thing is you should know the ones that are useful, then you should know the ones that are harmful. It's very important. And now you have come to the end of this video. Just in case you enjoyed this video and then you want me to drop that for physics and mathematics, please do well to indicate in the comment section. Ensure you like this video and please ensure you subscribe to this channel. If you have watched this video to this point and then you have not subscribed to this channel, ensure you hit the subscribe button. And most importantly, share this video to your friends, share this video to your classmates. And then I want to wish you all a successful exam preparation, and at the end of the day, please don't forget to come and testify in the comment section after your examination and after you have checked your results. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.